Hi, Franklin friends. I have a question for you today. Is anything that moves alive? Let's find out.
So yesterday I went for a walk down by the Provo River, and in my container here I scooped up some water from the Provo River to see if we could find anything that was alive. And the water had all these little kind of brown and white flecks in it, and they move a little bit with the current of the water, but I still can't really tell if they're alive or not. So we're gonna see if we think they're alive. So I want to see if they're gonna react to something. And so I've got this container with some other liquid in it, and I don't really want to stick my finger down in there because I don't know what they're gonna do. So I'm just gonna drop some liquid in, and we're gonna see if they're gonna react. Oh wow, look at that, they did. Okay, so they really moved out of the way. They reacted to their environment. So does that make them living? Let's talk about it.
So are they alive? Well, we have to know what the definition of living things are. So living things need to have, for it to be living, they need to do all of these 5 things, not just one, but all of them. So they need to grow and change. They need to have cells. They need to respond or react to their environment, which is what we saw that the little flakes reacted. They need food, and they need to be able to eat and breathe, and they can reproduce. So if something can do all of those things, then it's alive. If it can only do a couple of those things, but it can't do a couple of those things, or it doesn't have a couple of those things, then it's not alive. So that's what a living thing is. A non-living thing can't eat or breathe, grow, reproduce, or react to its environment. And a once living thing was once alive, which means it could do all those things, but it's not anymore. And those are the 3 categories of things all over the world. Either it's a living thing, it's a non-living thing, or it's a once living thing. So if you know the definition of those, you can decide about anything in the world, if it's living, non-living, or once living. So were our little flakes alive? Well, here's where I have a confession to make. I did sort of lie about going to the Provo River and scooping up water. Let me show you what I did.
So I just got some water in this container out of my kitchen sink. And then I got some pepper flakes, or I guess they're not even flakes, they're just pepper. And I sprinkled them into our water, and they like to float on the surface. They're not too dense, so they float on top. So is pepper alive? Well, pepper was on a tree. It grows on trees, and trees are alive. So trees grow and change. They have cells. They respond to their environment by growing or trying to face the light. They need food, or they need to breathe. And they can reproduce. So pepper was part of a tree, but it's not anymore. So pepper is a once living thing. Now, how come it reacted? Well, I took some kitchen soap. That was my other liquid. And I just put a little drop of kitchen soap. And the pepper, it changes the surface tension of the water, and it causes the pepper to scoot away from the soap. So that's how we got it to move. Even though pepper is not alive, we already disturbed the surface tension, so it doesn't keep moving. But because pepper is not alive, we could still make it move because of its environment. We changed the water surface tension and caused it to scoot away. But that doesn't mean that just because it moved, it's alive. It has to have all of those other things. Now, pepper can't grow anymore. And pepper does have cells, but it can't really respond to its environment. What we did was make it move because of the surface tension of the water. Pepper doesn't need food and it can't reproduce. So pepper is not alive. But it was part of something that was alive, so it is a once living thing.
So to finish up your assignment, I want you to just write the definitions of living, non-living, and once living things. In your Google Classroom assignment, I have the definitions written there under description. So once you've written the word and the definition, then I want you to draw a picture of an example of a living, non-living, and once living thing. And then I want you to draw a picture of a non-example of each of those things. We'll see you later.